Once you've gathered a collection of treasures and items from nature, we are going to use those objects and sort them using properties of matter. What does that mean? Well, matter is a science word that describes anything that takes up space. It has weight. It's made of stuff. It's the things that we can see and touch. It's all of these objects. These are all made of matter. I am made of matter. You are made of matter. We are all made up of stuff. And so we are going to sort our stuff, our objects, our matter, by their properties. And properties is a word that means they're ways that we can describe them. They're just describing words. Is something smooth? Is it bumpy? Is it rough? Is it flexible or bendy, or is it rigid? Is it pointy? Is it rounded? Is it red or green? All the ways we can describe objects are properties of matter. So let's take some of my collection and we'll sort them out using properties of matter. Now, the first property of matter that I'm going to use to sort my objects is size. I'm going to separate them by larger and smaller. And I'm going to use my hand as the gauge between what is larger than my hand, what is smaller than my hand. I'll start with this, which is larger than my hand. I'll put it on this side. This rock fits in my hand, so it'll go over here. The items on this side are larger, the items on this side are smaller. The next property of matter that I'm going to use to sort my objects is texture, how something feels. Like this rock feels smooth. So I'm going to put it on this side of my table right here. But this rock is bumpy and rough, so I'm going to put it on this side. This side is for rough and bumpy objects. This side is smooth objects. The next property of matter I'd like to use to describe these is more advanced, and I'm going to be separating my objects by what is flexible or bendy and what is rigid or stiff and not able to bend. So starting with this stick, I cannot really bend this. It is not flexible. It is rigid and will go on this side. But this here, I can bend it easily. This is flexible. These objects are flexible. These objects are rigid. For our final organization or sorting by properties of matter, I'm going to be sorting by approximate mass or relative mass. And that means, remember, mass is different from matter. Mass is the amount of matter or stuff that's packed into something. It's not the same as weight, because weight depends on gravity. And so this would weigh differently on the moon than it would on Earth. But it has the same mass on Earth as it does on the moon. The mass does not change. Remember, mass is the amount of matter stuffed into something. And again, this is sort of subjective based on what I'm just judging the amount of mass by how it looks and feels to me. And so I'm going to say that this leaf has much less mass relative to this rock. Less mass, more mass. Relative to each other, these objects have higher mass, these objects have a lower mass. I hope you enjoyed learning about properties of matter today and sorting out your collection. Mostly, I hope you had fun making your collection and continue to add to it. There's always treasure to be found out in nature. Have fun! Thanks for joining me today at Discovery Hill. I hope to see you again soon. What will you find when you play outside?